Hey there everybody, Jack Barnwell here down on Marco Island, Florida, and you all are in for a real treat today. We are diving into a really impressive large-scale container planting job. I think we have 40 or 50 really diverse, big, really beautiful pots and boxes to plant, and we thought it'd be fun to take you all along for the ride. Okay guys, so we are diving into this large-scale installation of all of these beautiful AquaPots. All these are self-watering with our gorgeous self-watering system. This one in particular is my favorite. This is Falling Blue on a big, huge Majestic. And as you can see, this is a big pot. But once we get some large-scale plant material in here, some big palms and tropicals, it'll look stunning for sure, but it'll look just the part, especially when you see where it goes. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of different pots here, a lot of diversity. We've already planted up some of these and they're nearly finished. So these are shade planters. They go in some of the shadier porches and patios up toward the porch and on the lanai. And so we've got some gorgeous foliage here with these really cool begonias and stuff. These are Malaysian orchids that are going to be center planted in these beauties and then surrounded with some other foliage and things. A lot of really cool diversity in foliage and color and texture, and a lot of these go up around the pool and in areas where we don't want a lot of shedding. So we're not using a lot of flowers in these because we don't want them shedding all the time into the pool and making a big mess. So we use a lot of texture with foliage in these, and they're going to look really, really awesome. So this planter right here, for example, is nearly finished, but the elements that it still needs in a shade planter like this, we'll tuck some orchids right into it. These really nice Phalaenopsis orchids will kind of half plant in there, and I'll show you how we do that in just a little bit. But first, these guys need to be top watered a little bit with just a little bit of water that'll settle all the plants in, hold them in so when we tip them back into our big dollies, they hold in place and nothing falls out and tips out and stuff when we get them into place. We'll get them into position, get the orchids in there, make sure they have all that nice fluffy Spanish moss to really finish it out. And then we'll fill the water reservoirs for the AquaPot system, and these planters will be good to go. Now you can see some of the foliage has kind of like a dusty film on it. That's just from growing in the nursery and the water and everything from the nurseries where these came from. So we'll wipe them all down and hit them with just a little bit of a leaf shine product to make them shine and look really, really stunning. And you know, just like an absolutely gorgeous finished product. So we'll take you through all of that during this video. We've got a big day here planting. In addition to all these pots, we have some gardens to plant in the ground, and we have some really cool custom aluminum seawall boxes and dock boxes that we custom designed for this property that bolt right to the seawall, right on the water. And they look really, really gorgeous. They're all filled with soil and ready for planting. We got to bring all the plants back there, get those all planted up, and those are going to look awesome too. So as you can see, we have a tremendous amount of plant material here, a lot of really cool stuff to be playing with. This is going to be a lot of fun. I always love planting this one, so it's fun to be taking you guys all along for the ride. All right, so we are back here now on the backside or water side of this absolutely gorgeous Marco Island home. And like I said, we have these really cool aluminum powder coated seawall boxes. And we had these custom made and they are bolted right into the seawall. So they are really, really beautiful. But we had them powder coated, and the design with the big kind of X across matches some of the rail work and metal work and stuff all around the home. So they really look, right at home here at this property. Inside, we built these custom liners for them that have our self-watering system integrated right into it. So even in the full sun out here, these boxes only require about once a week to top up the reservoir, and they do absolutely amazing. We've had many years planting this property. This is one of our first clients here on Marco Island with C3 Gardens, and we've had beautiful super petunias that just cascade all the way down to the water, and the only thing keeping them trimmed is the tide. Right now we're at low tide and I can smell all the fishies and stuff out here. It's pretty fun to be planting right on the water. And here we are in early December, and this is really planting season for Southwest Florida with a tremendous amount of our snowbird clients coming down for the season. And this is when a lot of our annual flowers just absolutely thrive, like the plants that we use a lot up north in the summer with our impatiens, begonias, geraniums. All of those plants are right at home in the winter months down here. So it's like I get to tear them all out in the fall and then put them all in again right when I get back down here. But as you can see with these boxes, we've got them all prepped. They're full of soil and slow release fertilizer. They are ready to go. I'm gonna get some of these laid out and show you what we're gonna put in them for the tropical kind of foundation planting that goes in first, and then we load them up with the annual color. Okay, so we've got all the tropicals laid out and ready for planting in the seawall boxes. And to let you know what we're gonna do here, we've got in the center, these are all 3-gallon shrubs. So this will really create a major foundation anchor planting for these boxes. In the center, we have copperleaf, which is an awesome burgundy foliage plant. We can keep that kind of trimmed back and funky. It'll get, we can maintain it at about this height or so, which is going to be about perfect. And then flanking that, 2 philodendron. This variety is called Salome. 2 philodendron Salome. Those will reach out and be all funky and have some really pretty glossy green foliage. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these arboricola. This variety we love is called Dazzle. And these will zigzag through, creating some nice pockets here, there, and there for annuals. One annual we're gonna feature is a new salvia called Rockin' Blue Suede Shoes. So this is a really great plant. It may be small now, but watch out in like a week, this thing they explode. We really have loved this plant and its cousins. The Rockin' Fuchsia is also an incredibly great salvia. But we'll put in some Rockin' Blue Suede Shoes and some super petunias in bubblegum and paradise are the 2 colors that we're gonna use. And they're gonna look absolutely amazing, spilling down to the water with that blue suede shoes poking all out, and some really impressive blue spikes out of this tropical combo. I know they're gonna look awesome. So I'll get these all planted up, and then we'll move on to some of the other plantings and stuff we have to do on the dock here and then up around the pool. Okay, so now we're on to the very last one, getting our tropicals in here. And I bring this big barrel along with me when I'm planting, because all of these 3-gallon plants, as I unsleeve them, I'm kind of banging them against the side there and loosening those roots up. You can see there's a tremendous amount of soil that comes along with these plants that I don't really need. I want to put the plants into our really, really good potting mix that we're using so that they can wick up that moisture, and we've got all that nice fertilizer in there. And this just kind of invigorates those roots and gets them going out into the rest of the soil. So I bang them on here and I'm tucking them in, and I work kind of right on up the planter here. Sometimes, especially with these Salomes, they're pretty rooted in. You really got to rip them. These have a really, really tough root structure. So I'm ripping them apart just a little bit, kind of wake them up to their new reality. And as I'm planting them in, I'm just pawing that soil from side to side, which is, you know, elevating and lifting the amount of soil in the planter where those annual pockets are. And also, I'm backfilling the other plants as I go. So I'm not really too worried about everything being all tucked in perfect and backfilled perfect or anything at this time, because I know that I still have a lot of plants to go. So I'm just making sure the crown height of each plant is at the right spot and the right height. And I know that throughout the planting of the rest of the planter and working in here and watering it in and everything, the soil will settle right around these roots and the plants will get planted through the course of working in this box. So saved myself a little time by just sort of pawing them into position there. And finally, the last of the Dazzle arboricolas going in right on this corner there, and looking good, ready to go for annual color. All right, so we have all of the pots and plantings and stuff done here at this beautiful home site on Marco Island, and we thought it'd be fun now to show you all through where we ended up putting them, and because they look freaking awesome. So these two up front here, I also love these tin Christmas decorations. These are really cool. I don't know where these came from, so don't ask. But look at these beautiful planters. Again, we tucked those orchids right in like I said we would, and the leaves are all cleaned up and shining, looking really good. So those two flank the front door. These two beauties over here are at these pillars between the garage doors, and these are looking quite good as well. Just need to be finalized. I think the crew is coming through and cleaning these all up a little bit and getting them all finalized and finished watered, but these look really good at the garage. And then we also have these two massive beauties at these big posts out front of the home, and again, fresh planted, that Monstera philodendron that's going to spill all out crazy there, and some Colorama Dracaena, and some really cool cordyline there. We'll get some really great height out of this planter here. Really gorgeous. But most of those pots ended up on the water side and on the lanai. So let's jump back there and I'll show you how those look, because they look sweet. All right, so back here on the water side, we have a whole bunch of pots full of color, and these boxes, these gorgeous boxes, like I mentioned, they are bolted right down for storms and everything like that, but they provide a really cool tropical sort of look and define this edge of the dock. And those are loaded up with tropicals and flowers and everything. And you'll notice these are not planted yet because we had to push the pause button because of my slight obsession with obelisks that I have going on. If any of you are following me on Instagram, you've seen a bunch of our plantings and stuff down here. And I'm into obelisks right now, and we're gonna put some big obelisks in here with some big, beautiful Mandevilla vines on them. and we'll bring those back tomorrow and get that done. So these two are going to be big towers of color in that way. Again, more pots dotting all around the dock here. And then these seawall boxes that we showed earlier, they are all planted up, and all their annuals are quite small right now, but they'll explode out of there in no time. Those are all looking really, really pretty. And then inside the, what we call the Florida pool cage, or the lanai here, we've got quite a few beautiful pots around the pool. Looking good, fellas. As soon as you come up into here, it just gets shadier and nicer. That's because we're inside this big screened cage. The reason why people do this, and it's really, really popular in Florida especially, is because of the bugs, and definitely keeps the sun and solar impact down, so you can hang out and be in the pool and be out in this space without the intense sun. But it makes this really, really nice outdoor living space, especially with a big pool cage as beautiful as this one. My favorite pot on the lanai is this one right back here. This shade planter has all kinds of gorgeous, gorgeous foliage and color going. And as you can see, again, we tucked in some beautiful orchids there. Nice bromeliad collection there. Of course, some little Kimberly fern. Now, again, I said earlier, a lot of these planters, especially around the pool, we're trying not to load up with a lot of flower power, because flowers have a tendency to shed, and we don't want a lot of shedding plants and stuff to make a big mess in here where they might blow into the pool and just cause problems with the filter or anything like that. So we try and keep it as clean as we can around the pool with all of our big planters here. This one, again, just a massive big display of beautiful tropical foliage here with the palm, really gorgeous kiwi cordyline. As you can see, the color coming out of that. Look at that pink striping in that foliage, and a little bit of chartreuse in there is pretty. I love these deep, dark elephant ears. This will get really big with those big elephant ear foliage there. A ground orchid. So this is an orchid we use a lot in planters and in the ground, and you can actually plant it right in the ground, and it kind of grows like a daylily or something like that. You can divide them and move them around pretty easily. And then we have some vines and some little guys there. This is called Song of India. Really tough plant, but I love that color, that texture. Really cool foliage here. So these planters, they've already gotten their Spanish moss. They're looking really, really nice. Just about finished, ready for being finalized here. This pool is so gorgeous. Infinity pool. You're able to look right out, see those gorgeous seawall boxes once they come into full color. Just makes for an absolutely gorgeous finish with the water beyond. Thank you guys so much for watching through this fun little planting down here in Southwest Florida. Be sure to subscribe, click that little bell and everything so we can keep you up to date on all the beautiful things that we're doing, no matter where we are, whether it's down here or all the way up on Mackinac Island in Michigan or somewhere in between. See you guys in the next video. Cheers.